because then on the editing side of it, it gets compromising.
Yeah.
Because if you become friends with the people that you're filming, then it's really tough to do it objectively. And I think we did it. Because you did. You look like.
My best.
You look like shit.
See how he treats me? He abuses me because he's been hanging out with this Michigan crew too long.
It's Jason's fault.
I run it like a point guard. Justice Cury, the trading toy guard. A skeletor, your bones apart and bring your blaster from the dumpster.
Hey guys, I'm back. So I've interviewed a lot of different people after watching Plastic Crack, people that were involved in it, or spouses, significant others, and kind of got their take. But who I really wanted to talk to the most was the man, the myth, the legend. But this guy doesn't like to be on film. I'm constantly shoving a camera in his face. He likes to be on the other side of the camera and directing, producing, editing. So this took a lot. Like, I had to give him some of my very rare reproduction stuff. He doesn't know it's reproduction, but now he does. But without further ado, this is the director of Plastic Crack, Guillermo. How are you doing, my friend?
Good. I don't know about myth or legend or whatever.
He's modest. He is a legend. Because basically
people can Google me, you know.
He's a legend.
No.
Yes, but there has a certain amount of trust. When we started this friendship a while back in the long period of filming and letting you into my life and kind of exposing some of the insides, and you taking me to areas of my own psyche that I didn't realize, and
thankfully you agreed to that.
Yes, and I didn't realize what I was getting into, but it was healthy and it was awesome, and watching your magic move, and I realized this guy is a smart cookie. Like, this guy's good.
I'm not. I'm just recording and hidden play. I mean, you guys are telling your story. All the credits, it's on everyone involved in the project on camera.
Yeah.
My team, they now that we're talking credits, I mean, my team put their heart out on this project. Each one of them, everyone involved, editors, audio, camera, stop motion.
You're right. Those are some of my favorite parts of it.
It's known now that we also have a stop motion. They all put their heart out. I mean, shout out to them. But we're just hitting play. I mean, it's your story. You're the one telling your story. It's not just about the stories. It's about how those room like this resonates through your personal life, regardless of what you're going through. You don't even need to have some sort of a struggle. Why do you do this? Going into the trenches and getting to meet amazing collectors all over the country has been an amazing experience.
Of course.
I collect myself, and
that's what makes it unique, because you know the heart of the community.
I guess it was easier, if you ask me, because there were things that I needed to have some resonate to some subjects. Like, I never had a flag when I was a kid, and so tell me about that. It will be too egocentric for me to step down in front of the camera, which is usually not my favorite spot. I'm behind it, and talk about that. And I'm 100% sure that stories like that, like there was this kid down the road who had a flag and was the only kid in the block,
and you captured that story,
and he never let me play with it. I hated that kid. And everyone that I talked to about that subject, specifically the flag, most of them had this friend who became popular and stuff like that. I mean, but at the same time, going back to that, is you guys telling me something?
Staring at the ceiling.
Oh, you were?
That's all right.
Okay.
I'll edit your audio.
So going back to that, those guys, the people telling that story.
Brandy, don't sing. Brandy, we're at a very important interview. Do you realize I had to spend $10,000 to fly?
So going back, telling the story of your take on your experience of it. There's people that I met that they didn't even knew that thing existed back then, and having one was nearly impossible. So that's one of the things that 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 was one of the catalysts for me to pursue this idea of telling the story, because Kirk Bazigian was giving that amazing panel at JoeCon, and he was telling the story behind it.
Of course.
So that's what we're trying to do, to connect that story with your personal story. So at the end of the day, we're just here to play. But you guys are the one.
And the story goes.
Not me.
And the story goes on. Jason, come over here. Come here. So, you know, Guillermo and I, you know, forged this bond, this friendship, and then how it intermingles into the community. So, another fan favorite of the show, Jason Boonstra, you know, he's been.
Fan favorite.
He is a fan favorite. He was on a Star Wars episode with me, and everyone
that's right.
sends me letters to forward to him, but I never do.
And I got a friend a Canadian friend who recognized me from one of his videos.
Canadian, eh?
Yeah.
But what I was getting at is I've known
Canada.
Blame Canada. I've known Jason for many years. Jason went to Chattanooga for the last JoeCon in 2018, and then he meets Guillermo, and then they become best friends, and now Guillermo's trying to push me out of his life and saying, I'm not friends with you anymore, Justice. Jason's way cooler than you. But it's neat, in all seriousness, how our threads, and now you got a new friend. And
well, that's one of the wonders of toy collecting. JoeCon is going to be one of those shows that I will always miss for the rest of my life. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff that is going to come out and all that, but that show had that magic.
Yeah.
You can go to that show just to get toys. You can get toys anywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Fostering new relationships with people that resonates with your habit, your collecting.
Yes, they understand
it. It's amazing. It's something that goes beyond everything, and JoeCon was a nest of that, to get to know cool people that they're, you have that, so do I, and then let's go hunt, and
then I can play pranks on people. Yeah. And I know Guillermo told me specifically not to bring this up during this interview, but I have to, because
of course you had to.
Of course. I like to play pranks, and sometimes I take it way too far, and then people get butthurt, and then unfriend me, block me. So he blocked me after the prank, but I had to send him an apology letter with a bouquet of flowers, and you unblocked me. But I told everyone I was going to JoeCon. I couldn't go, and so he's telling everyone that I'm going to be there, and then he told me some other behind-the-scenes things that happened where I went, oh, geez, oh, Pete's. But,
what? How do you go? You went what?
Oh, yeah, guess what? So, he records my life, right? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you and you, because he already knows this. So he records my life and realizes that I overuse a word all the time, and that word is geez, oh, Pete's. And when he brought it up, I realized, geez, oh, Pete's. I do say geez, oh, Pete's all the time, a lot, but I didn't know that. So I became self-aware, like I was, every time I said it, which was often, I'm like, gosh, Guillermo. So I had to get him back.
Blame it on me.
And yeah, it's always his fault. So I noticed he overuses a word, which is all that jazz. So I brought it up. I said, you know what? I'm going to make you feel what I feel. Here's some your same poison. You use all that jazz. So what happens a week later? He's like, I hate you. I do. You overuse all that jazz. And then you catch yourself too, ready to say it.
Here's the thing. It's not just the amount of days. We spend a lot of days together, taping and stuff. And you get, it's really intense.
Yeah.
There were 16-hour days. I'm seeing your face turning.
Hey, I'm recording a video right now. I can't have you sing, okay? I know you have a beautiful voice. If you want to sing, you can sing in the other room, okay? I love you.
So, if you think about it, there were 16-hour days that we spent together, like intense filming back and forth, many days. Of course, you get to, and that's a position I hate to be on, because then on the editing side of it, it gets compromising.
Yeah.
Because if you become friends with the people that you're filming, then it's really tough to do it objectively. And I think we did it. Because
you did.
You look like.
My best.
You look like shit.
See how he treats me? He abuses me because he's been hanging out with this Michigan crew too long.
It's Jason's fault.
Yes, and he realizes how we rib each other so much.
Now that you're saying, no, in all seriousness, now that you're saying Michigan, thankfully this project, we've been all over the place, and I'm want to choose my words carefully. I'm not trying to diminish every single collector that we tape and every single Hasbro executive that we tape and all that. Yes, they were great. Everyone has been a blessing on this project, but I found that the Michigan community happens to be outstanding in terms of friendships and relationships, and you guys are truly blessed. There's a wonderful set of collectors here, and you all support each other. And,
absolutely.
I love that. I fell in love with that aspect of the community. Thankfully, because after spending so many days with him, I'm like, oh shit, we don't have enough to. No, I'm kidding.
And you did.
I'm kidding.
Like originally, it was supposed to be a smaller project.
That is correct.
But then you had so much content.
All
and
that
you're like,
credit goes to Michigan. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, you heard it first.
We were aiming for a long format, 120-minute film, but then Michigan happened, and we noticed that there was so much. You guys talk a lot. Too.
Oh yes.
So
yes.
There was so much good stuff that it was just we didn't have the heart to scratch and dispose of that. And well, now that you guys saw the preview, I mean, it there's nothing. As of now, there's nothing that I will say. You know what? That thing is. I couldn't, just do without it. No, everything was
everything. I loved it, and one of my favorite parts was you kind of left a cliffhanger at the end. Oh yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I won't go into detail, if you want me to, but some of the things where we're on the edge of our seats, like what's gonna happen, and it's like to be continued, and it's like this is like The Walking Dead, where I need to know what happens. But it's always like you want more. There
were no Michigan zombies in there.
There was only one Michigan zombie. But that whole thing, even if I wasn't involved in this project or my friends weren't involved, I would have loved it with the same intensity that I was watching it today. Going, oh man, I was just so invested.
You like
other
toys,
people.
You love toys.
Yes.
You enjoy that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but every single toy documentary that is out there, and regardless of the level of production or the budget, is very enjoyable. I mean, we all love that. We all love to see everyone's collections and what they mean,
and
which
stories,
is what we're aiming for. Like, for example, what does these two guys mean to you?
Let
me show you. Let's switch over. Let's go back to the way it's supposed to be. So we got Thomas and Seymour, and you have full editing power because this is your camera.
You're right.
You're gonna be the one cutting it. So
yeah, absolutely.
Tell me about those two.
So that was part of the whole thing with when Guillermo was having.
Hi, I'm Justice Cury, and I'm talking from my closet. This interview is gonna be. He goes like this. He does this. He goes like, I'm telling you a story, but I'm really showing you my stuff. Like, no, go.
Look at me.
Look at me. I have a bunch of toys.
I'm like a peacock. I like to have
the
that.
repros.
And the reproductions, yes. I need to nest and have this.
Right. But let's go back to Thomas and Seymour.
And you were really trying to get me to cry during the
I'm
interviews,
not.
But you were touching at heartstrings, and this was a touching thing. It wasn't about just like, look at these toys. Look at these toys.
I need a picture.
Oh, wow. That's neat. Thank you. I love it. Put it on the refrigerator, please. And you started making some comparisons and asking me, hey, who's Justice?
I'm not fluent into the selfie stick, so I don't know
and
if I'm aiming correctly.
It's going to seem very far away. But you're going, who's Justice? Who's Justin? Like, why is there a difference between these two people? And then basically you were going, well, Zema and Tomax are.
Why don't you explain
twins.
To the audience who's Justin and who, briefly, please, who's Justin and who's Justice? Let's do this quick.
I don't even know how to explain. Justin.
There we go. We're back.
This is like deja vu, and I'm having post-traumatic stress from the first time you interviewed me.
You owe me some therapy sessions, actually.
I do owe you some therapy sessions.
Let me change the angle like you do.
So with Justin's pretty much business, and Justin has to go, hey, I need to be responsible and be the head of my household and make wise decisions.
Who's Justin?
Justin is my legal name.
There you go.
Yeah, Justin is who I was from birth, who I grew up to be. But Justice is this under the surface, like the fun, the party animal the vacation from Justin. So when Justice comes aboard as, hey, Justice Cury here, this is my good friend Jason Moonstraw. We're gonna show some sectors today, and Jason, show me what happened. And I'm a little more bouncy and energetic and fun, because I can't maintain Justice for that long. It's exhausting to be Justice. But I'm a hybrid, and who I am, I don't know. And Justice...
But this is simple. It's just visual perspective. Like, you have all your mental car G.I. Joes here in this wall. You have the full run,
full
right? 82 what?
83 to 89.
83 to 89. Some repros, some are original, some are the real deal.
Original, all beautiful.
No, they're not.
Every single one.
Right, but why?
Push my buttons.
Why? You're gonna edit this out.
No,
Why you don't have the twins on this wall?
You know why I don't have the twins on that wall?
Yeah.
'Cause I can't hang them.
What do you mean? I see a spot there.
Yeah, because at the party upstairs, I took one down to bring it upstairs. But these guys are in an acrylic AFA type case that don't have any peg
Broken.
hangers. It's broken. Yeah, it is a little broken.
You know what? They're not with the rest
I
of the
can't hang
crowd
them.
because this is Justin and this is Justice.
Well, what if this?
That's
was
your
Justice
thing.
and
You
this
have
was
you have a thing with that. You have a dual personality issue.
And when you brought that up during our, and you didn't talk about it pre-hand. It was I was on film, already stressing about what's potentially going to be said and how I might crack and cry on film, and then you bring up the Tomac Zaymont thing, and I went, "You son of!" I think you even caught me saying, and it was a light bulb moment. Like, maybe that is a deep down, because these are very sentimental to me. When I was a little kid, I remember opening this one, and it was what is that? Reflective on the side. It was the tinfoil. It was way different than the other ones, so I thought this was way more special than the unique ones, or the run-of-the-mill ones on the wall. And opening that Christmas, just, I mean, these are my favorite figures. I kept them. I didn't blow them up with fireworks. I didn't use them as target practice. And
is that the one that you had
No,
from the kid?
that's sealed. I opened mine up when I was a kid. And then I got little kids running all around, climbing on
Say
stuff.
hi to her camera, Brandy.
Can you say hi?
She's an amazing girl.
Here, I talk on the film all the time. I need to get you more often.
No,
You get no. I want
That's
to
the way
talk.
it should be.
No, I like getting your
Don't put that on.
perspective.
I know.
You hear the story. That's actually a new one. The
I don't
tainted
care.
one.
I ain't wearing any helmet in this house.
Just one time.
No helmet.
Just one time. So you got to watch all that film. You got to, I mean, help in the editing process, I imagine.
I have an amazing team of editors who did an amazing job. They were not toy collectors. One of them, Leica, she has a few figures here and there, and she likes Adventure Time and stuff like that. But that was also healthy.
Yeah.
Because I was compromised. I've been compromised in this project. Now you're aiming down.
No, this is good.
I've
It
been
looks down. It looks good.
compromised in this project from the get-go. Because
Yep.
I do see this corner in a different way than everyone else, and they added that fresh perspective to the whole spectrum. Like, you know, they were my cable to the ground at all times. My general producer, Karina Rosendo, she's the producer of the film. She was essential in the whole storyline, screenwriting the whole thing, because she was the one like, dude, okay, I got it. The rocket fire and Boba Fett, but 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Give me a break. I'm like, yeah,
But all
you're
of us
right.
want to talk about that. I mean, we.
But I
love
was like,
that.
yeah, you're right. It needs to
Right.
be shorter.
Shorter down,
and
yeah.
all, but, you know, it's the rocket fire.
It's-
Boba Fett. It's
Did
just
you
like,
see
I don't
mine?
care.
Did you see mine over here?
It looks pretty good. It's
Doesn't
really
it
well
look
done.
Yeah, I know.
It's really
Obviously.
well done.
That's a poon.
What?
It's really
Excuse
well
my
done.
kids
it's a J
here.
slot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that's a poon version from
Ear,
Singapore.
Brandy, earmuffs. He's saying some naughty
That's
words.
his name.
I know. I'm just messing
Oh
around.
yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And,
Yeah.
and there's
You have
there's
the rocket?
Yeah. And speaking of your team, I thought you were the one handling messages on the other end of the Plastic Crack documentary website, and it was messing around, sending messages
Oh, yeah.
through there, thinking it was you, and then thinking you were, because it was a professional message back to me after I'm messing around. I thought you were just being funny.
It's not
and then I
just-
messed around more, and then apparently that employee reached out to you and was like, you need to talk to Justice. He's mad, and all this.
He's always pranking. I don't even remember what
I know,
you
right?
sent. You sent something
Something ridiculous.
to the Facebook page. I'm the face, and probably due to this type of videos, I'm the one being exposed. With the fact that I don't like that, but whatever. They're not toy people, so
Right.
they're not the right people to address questions and stuff like that. So I don't know why you decided to send something to the
Just
Facebook
to
page.
change it up on how I mess with
and
you.
she was like, "Oh my God, you need to talk to
Justice is
He's-
mad.
He's
He's
right.
being a diva.
He's being a diva.
Hey.
Are you sure about it?"
I told him about what I did to you over eBay.
What'd you do?
Battle Beast.
Oh, jeez, oh, Pete. Yeah, and I said it again. Jeez, oh, Pete.
That's fake. That looks. No, it's not.
It's real. But I mean, literally, we got Guillermo to fly out for Europe, and because you're international, with your Minnesota accent.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's awesome that, I mean, you took your time, your own time, money, came out here, reconnect with friends. We're not just like, you know, okay,
It's been
let me move to the next project.
But it's
No.
been a pleasure. I mean, I was dying. I mean, this was a great opportunity for me to actually see the reaction
Yes.
of everyone involved from this location, and that's priceless. I mean,
Oh.
I was at the same time curious because you
Mhm.
know, you open up and you tell personal stories, and now you're seeing that the whole thing is real and is happening on the screen.
Yes.
And
it looks great. It's not just my GoPro with, you know,
Ah.
shoddy. But this was
Watching-
professional.
watching reactions and that was great.
Yeah.
I'm actually very thankful that you all came here today, that you hosted this preview party in your house, and that they were all here. That was really nice.
Oh, I was
I'm really
beyond
grateful.
ecstatic to have all my friends here. But thank you, Guillermo. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on and profess your love? We're gonna go on the
You know what?
the hot tub bubbly.
Like
He's
I
looking
gave
at
you-
his clock.
I gave you more.
He gave me enough time, so he's gonna charge me extra to now put this on here.
Where is
Need
it?
to check.
Like, I mean, I know Chris from the Full Force. I'm gonna shameless plug.
I don't even know what full force
It's a podcast, isn't it? I mean, you should listen
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
I listen to that.
Yeah,
that's the one
He's-
where I plugged myself and then got in a bunch of trouble.
No, this one's different. He's going to enjoy this. He loves the Action Force, and he loves the foreign stuff. Like, look, Chris, this is for you. Take a look at it.
You have to get closer because it looks so wide, far away. What are you doing, Brandon?
He's gonna love this.
My daughter has a tourney going on.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so.
All right. Don't leave! Come back! No! Hello, Joe Teague. Hello, to Joe. Hello, hello. We have a bounce house for the children. So the children literally have, thanks to my brother, an awesome. Hello. Hey guys. Hey, have fun. All right, be careful. Yeah. No, you can't. Yeah.
Can't do that legally in the States. So it's all it's different parts of the world.
Wait, let me. Wait, turn off my phone. Hi, what's your name?
Brandy,
What is this room that you are in?
my daddy's toy room.
What are these toys up on the wall? Over here.
So,
How would you describe them?
I don't know.